How's it going, YouTube? Jamie the Kid 00 here, coming at you guys with something a bit different. I'm coming at you guys with a Fire Fist deck profile. But the one thing that I must quickly cite about this Fire Fist deck is it's nowhere near as standard as every other build. This is something that I built last night because I wanted to actually play the deck today, and I borrowed a few things off of people. And this is just the build that I basically tested today, and I won more games than I lost, put it that way. I still need to learn the deck thoroughly. But it is definitely really quite something. I personally wasn't a big fan of the deck when I first looked it up, but now that I've actually started playing with it, I do really realise the power behind it, and this could be a good contender next format. Another thing that I need to say before I go through this video is shout out to my friend Joe Uzumaki Kunai 1 on YouTube, who has loaned me some of the normal monsters for this video, and who also took a recording of a duel that we played earlier today, and it will be on his channel later on, so link to his channel will be in the description below. Go check out his channel and subscribe to see the match in which I play Fire Fist against his Formula Frog Monarchs, which is actually a really interesting game. Either way, I figured I'm just going to get into this build, and I'll explain a few things as we go through, because this deck is slightly different from the recorded version. So, to start off the list with the main deck, we are going to be playing Triple Bear. Of course you would play Triple Bear. Bear is the power card of this deck. It is the best card in the deck, period. Simply because you go, drop this guy, kill one of your multiple back row spell traps that you're going to have. Well, sorry, fire formation spell traps that you're going to have. Kill off their monster and swing direct. Usually on the first turn you'll be able to pull this off. Swing direct and immediately replace the spell with another tanky and search another bear, and you can keep playing that playthrough through. It's also just such easily accessible removal. Like before, I mean, in Zectors they had to try and set up their Hornet plays even when Hornet was at 3. This card, you have so many fire formations, it's just so easy to get that destruction off. The card is so good. Like, it removed so many problem cards for me and then replaced the card that it killed. So the card was so good throughout today. Then, unlike some people, I'm playing Triple Gorilla mainly because there are a lot of heavy back row decks in my locals. Like, there are so many wind-up players there who play like 13 spell traps, loads of macro rabbit players, loads of all sorts of players. So I just want to have 3 gorillas to kill back row, and its attack effect is ridiculously good, especially in the way I play this deck. The fact that you can attack over a guy and get a search, it's good, it's good. At the moment I'm only playing 1 dragon, mainly because of space reasons, but if I were to do something I would cut a gorilla for another dragon. I have been finding the dragon quite good, of course, in setting up my trap lineup, but I don't know, I guess I'd probably have to play like one more fire formation spell to make myself want to play dragon. This differs from a lot of builds now. This next card that I'm playing is Double Thunder King. I would, of course, play Barbaros or Tengu. Probably more Barbaros, because Barbaros is 3k. I wanted to have a more control aspect in this variant. Also, when I went down to locals today, I forgot to take my Barbaroses, so I finished building this deck, and I didn't have my Barbaroses with me, so I had to play my Thunder Kings and just set them out of my binder and put them in. So I kind of overlooked that. Thunder King was actually really quite good, because in this build I'm not playing Horn of the Phantom Beast just because of the way I built this in a hurry. So I have a few more generic cards that keep it alive, so it was really good for controlling my opponent, and it really worked in tandem with the Fire Fist cards quite well, because the Fire Fists, other than Tenki, don't search to hand, they all search the field, so Thunder King doesn't stop them. So in that respect it was really quite good, but I would probably cut it for another Beast Warrior. Then for more beastie stuff, I played Double Rescue Rabbit. I only play 3 normal monsters in this deck, but Rescue Rabbit is incredible. You play 2 simply because you want to get to it faster, and the second one is good because, I mean, it's direwolf fodder, and if you're winning, if you've gotten 1 rabbit resolved already, the second one, you should be in such a position where when you draw the second one, you're already really plus, so the second one doesn't really matter as a dead draw. And then for the normal monsters that I'm playing Triple Nin Kendog. Today at the event, I was actually playing 3 Vorse Raider, but I've since cut it from the deck in favour of these 3 beauties. And people may ask, Jamie, why are you playing 3 Nintendog? It is the worst normal monster you could play, besides some of the absolutely appalling cards. The reason why I play 3 Nintendog, I'll show you it now, is for this guy. You can make Lightning Chidori out of Nintendog. And as I said earlier, this is, I think I said it earlier, this is a more control-based variant than some of the other Fire Fist builds. So I felt that the ability to go into Chidori off of Nintendogs would be really, really interesting. And it is a lot of fun. I mean, Warwolf is great, and Vorse Raider is great for the respect that you can get the Vorse Raider virus plays off. But Ninkendog is just a lot of fun, and I really enjoy playing this card, so like, look into it. It's definitely not, it's probably not the best variant. I mean, I think that the Warped Warwolf variant is the best, because I don't find the Deck Devastation virus to be that live when I've tested it, but the Ninkendogs are definitely a good laugh, so I play them for that reason and that reason alone. On to the spells. Of course, that is the monster lineup. It's a very small monster lineup, but you need to really play Protect the Monster in this deck. So we play 1 Reborn, 1 Dark Hole, and 1 Storm for the Triad. We play some further one-offs in the form of Book of Moon and Mind Control. I find Mind Control works incredibly well in tandem with Brofist Bear, because of mainly the turn 1 plays, but especially in the grind game, when you can have this or tanky Mind Control. You Mind Control their guy. If it's a level 4, it's even better. You Mind Control their guy, swing in directly with Bear, get a search for like a tanky or something, so you can keep your hand going if it's a grind game, and then main phase 2 exceeds for like Utopia or something like that, and you've got a free plus by attacking with the Bear, so you've replaced the -1 that was the Mind Control, and then you've maybe exceeded, or they get their monster back, or you can do all sorts of shenanigans with that Mind Control, and I really enjoy the versatility of it in this deck. And it's also great in tandem with those dead rabbits. If you draw dead rabbits, you can Mind Control your opponent's monster and exceed off the rabbit. So that is all the one-off spells. We play 2 MST. I don't feel the need for 3 at the moment, mainly because Mermails are still part of the format, and 3 is just a bit unreliable against that deck. So I definitely side the 3rd, but maining a 3rd is not very good for me. And because I'm playing the rabbit variant of this deck, there isn't much space. Space is a major concern. Then I play double Lance, because Lance is really versatile in this deck, mainly because it protects them. I find it most useful, again, we're going to look at the Bear again, I find it most useful for protecting the Bear summon from Bottomless, because Bottomless really cripples this deck, I've found, if you don't have a way to protect this with like Tenken or Lance. Because I found this deck plays a lot like Insectors. If you have your normal summon stopped, you can get easily overwhelmed, so I found that Lance was very useful in that respect. And Lance also helps when I'm attacking into an open front row, but with some back row. I can be attacking into it with Bear. If they were to deprison, I can still Lance the Bear, get the 800 poke in, and still get my search. So it still keeps me plus in, or at least it causes this to not be a neg1. So card is good. Card is incredibly versatile in this deck, and it also works as a pseudo Tencent to help you get over your opponent's monsters with cards like Gorilla and things like that. Then continuing on, we play Double Duality, because this deck doesn't special summon all that much. You can just play the control game with bears, dragons, or gorillas. You can just play control and have no need to special summon for turn after turn after turn. So I found the duality is incredible. Like, even in turns where I'll just duality, find the rabbit, hold on to the rabbit and summon a bear, and just start trying to bait out their back row, or summon a gorilla and kill their back row, and then next turn summon a rabbit and get the Tiger King play off. So the dualities are incredibly good in this deck. I really, really like them. And I'm glad I got secrets. Then for the actual fire formation spells, I played Triple Tenki, because why would you play any less than this? Tenki is probably the best card in the deck, because, as I said before, Tenki, get Bear, pop monster using Bear, swing directly with Bear, search Tenki, flip Tenki up, get another Bear, next turn, summon Bear, kill Tenki, swing over, so kill Tenki to kill a monster, swing directly, get another Tenki, flip it up, search Bear, get Bear out. You can do so many plays, and you can just keep that cycle going, and you usually win off of that cycle. I've won a couple of games in my testing just by going cycle Tenki for more bears. And then I'm playing 1 Tensu. At the moment, I really wasn't that big a fan of Tensu, so I'm only playing 1, literally to get dead normals out of my hand, or to abuse dragon and things like that, or just when my opponent has like a big board, I'll try and kill a couple of cards with like a bear, swing for damage over a guy, search this or have this, normal summon a second guy, and end with a board of like Tiger King and Tenken behind him, just to have the Tiger King protected and have a way to negate all my opponent's big monsters effects. Like, it helps shut down the wind-up OTK. If they don't get past you, or if they don't game you that turn, you can easily lock down all the monsters they have on board. So Tiger King is really good with Tensu. Sorry, the Tensu makes the Tiger King plays live, but I don't understand why you would want to play it at 2, but at the moment I'm just really liking the 1. But I'd bump it up to 2 if I bumped Dragon up to 2. So that was all the spells. For the traps, we play Triple Tensen, we're going to go right into the fire formations now. I wasn't playing Horn of the Phantom Beast in this deck, mainly because I left my Horn of the Phantom Beast at home, so I chucked an extra 10 cent in this, and I didn't really miss Horn. I saw moments where Horn would have definitely been incredibly beneficial, but I really enjoyed having triple 10 cent, and I might not play Horn for that reason, but of course a lot of people are going to tell me off for it, and I understand, I really do understand the benefit of Horn, but triple 10 cent was really nice. Just the ability to set it and know that your opponent has to be a K over your bear or over your gorilla. You know, they have to be 26 or more. It's so good. So 10-10 was really, really good. And then I played one Tenken. Tenken was incredibly versatile. I would not play it at more than one at the moment because it worked as kind of a pseudo Lance type deal. Because of the very fact that when your opponent had like a very stocked hand, you could go Tiger King and search out the Tenken, so that you knew that you were, if your opponent like had a Dark Hole or something like that, you'd be able to Tenken, keep this guy alive, and keep him at 2-5, which is a very formidable number for a lot of decks. So I felt that it would keep the Tiger King alive, and it really did. Like, it kept so many players protected, and like searching this, even if like I lost my Tiger King by battle, later on I could draw into a bear, summon the bear, and know that the bear was safe for the entirety of the main phase if it didn't get warninged. So, card was good. Card was very good. So that's the fire formation traps. Then for the normal traps, I played double D-Prison, again to get stuff out of the way for bear. And because it's D-Prison, it's helpful. It kills Thunder King when you only have 10 keys in hand, because you don't have that many monsters. The 10 keys may as well be monsters. Then I played double Torrential. I'm probably going to cut this down, because sometimes you really just don't want to Torrential your board. But then other times, your opponent is going off and you can't stop them, so you want to. Then, again, more stopping power. I played double Solemn Warning. You've got to be able to stop those summons when those really big plays. Because, again, this deck plays very control-y. It doesn't make very big monsters very quickly. And sometimes it does have trouble getting past things if you don't have access to your bears. So you want to stop your opponent making big, massive plays. So it helps shut down wind-ups in that regard. Then we play the one Judgment because it is Judgment. And then because we play loads of back row, we play Starlight Road. So that is the main deck. And we've taken ages to explain all that. But I don't even care. That's the main deck. So onto the extra deck. The extra deck is kind of interesting, but at the same time it's fairly standard. So it's semi-interesting. So we're going to start off with double Burrowfist Tiger King. I do not feel the need for 3 of this. I know some people have been playing 3 of this. Most of the time I will only ever make 1 of these. I've had 2 out once, and when my friend used this one for about 6 games, he made 2 in 1 game. But you never make more than 1 usually, and the second is the emergency copy. I don't see the need for 3, but it's definitely an incredible card. It's got so many abilities though. The text is incredible. You probably won't even be able to see it on the camera, but I'm going to read this effect out because it's just so good. When he succeeds summoned, you can set 1 fire formation spell or trap directly from your deck. So you can search out your Tenki if you don't have any more monsters in hand, and you're afraid if you lose this guy, that's going to be you out of monsters and you're going to get grind game to death. It also has the ability to detach one Xyz material from itself and negate the effects of all face-up effect monsters currently in the field except base warriors. So it shuts down all your opponent's effect monsters that are currently out. This card is devastating, I found, against Tragodia and things to that nature. And anything that you just can't get over but you don't want their effects to activate next turn. So if for some reason they have like a big monster and a Zen Mighty, you can try and kill their big monster with this and then leave them with Zen Mighty and negate the Zen Mighty, so at least it's not going to plus next turn. So you can do fun things like that. And then, even so, when this guy dies, you can send 3 fire formation spell traps to the graveyard to special summon 2 level 4 or lower beast warriors with the same attack from your deck in face of defense position. So you can do crazy plays with that as well. So even when he dies, he's going to get you 2 guys if you kill fire formation cards that will sometimes be dead on the field anyway if you've gone through a few tankies. Then continuing on, we play double Diamond Direwolf. This is probably the most expensive part of the deck. The double Diamond Direwolf, in my opinion, is really useful. Simply because you're playing a deck of Beast Warriors. Why wouldn't you play Scrap Dragons? If you're playing loads of Beast Warriors, why wouldn't you play Scrap Dragons that work on that? So Direwolf, in my opinion, is really, really good for the deck. I mean, you can play it 1. I'm definitely liking 2 at the moment. So, Direwolf, good card, good card. Then I play 1 Shockmaster because you do have times when you make Shockmaster, especially when you've had like a fire formation guy out anyway. You normal summon and then you use your Tensu to get another guy out. So you can make Shockmaster fairly easily. And again, it's just Shockmaster. If you're playing a level 4 deck, you should probably play Shockmaster. because I used this against wind-ups to beat them when they weren't summoning monsters, and I could read that their hand was basically just spells. So I had ways on my back row to negate traps. I think I had a Judgment face down, so I felt that this card would be really safe. So I just went spells, and that was the scoop phase right there. Then I play one Utopia because it's Utopia. I'll play one Ray because it's Ray. I play one Lightning Chidori because you play the Nintendogs, and Chidori is awesome. For those of you who don't know what this card does, it's really worth playing. When this card succeeds summon, target one set card your opponent controls and return that target to the bottom of their deck. Pretty awesome. So they immediately -1 when this card comes out. And then, once per turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card to target one face-up card your opponent controls and return that target to the top of the deck. So you stop them drawing, so you -1 them by putting a card back on the top of the deck, and then I kind of feel like you -1 them again because they don't draw that turn. So if they don't have an answer to your Chidori, they're not going to have an answer next turn, really. So it really does shut down a lot of their plays. The card is really controlly, and especially with a heavy back row deck, the card is very, very safe. One card that I would play if I was in America, but I'm putting in the deck profile anyway, is number 50, Black Ship of Corn. Of course, this isn't legal in the UK, but there are so many moments in games where I was testing this where this card would have been so good, especially against Zen mains. Like, the deck has kind of an awkward time getting over the Zen mains. I mean, you can Tiger King over it, which is what I did instead of Black Shipping. But it was the fact that the Zen main, if the Zen mains was backed up with a deep prison back row, your Tiger King would just run into the deep prison, which would not be fun times. The Black Ship just gets it the hell off the field instantly and burns them for a K. So I felt like the Black Ship would have been good in that facility. I played one Gemini Pearl because I was starting to run out of rank 4s at the point at which I started to make this profile. So Gemini Pearl was just in there for muscle. Merageist for decks like Mermail and anything that's got Sangan face down. You make this in situations where you're like, yeah, I think that's an Abyssland face down. Or if you think they have a sphere, you can attack and know that even if they activate the sphere, you can just put the Abyssland back. If they activate the sphere in response to the attack, you can put the Abyssland back, so it minuses them. Very versatile card, especially at the moment, so I really quite enjoy using it. And you don't make it that often, but it's for those situations where you really need it, and it is really good. I played one Gaga Cowboy for obvious reasons. The 800 burn is insane. Being on 800 or less life points in this game now is considered a massive danger zone. And that and the fact that Gaga Cowboy is the only monster in this extra deck other than Direwolf that can get over BLS. So it's worth playing, definitely worth playing. Then I played one Mace Stroke because it's Mace Stroke and it's probably the best rank 4 still. One Abyss Dweller because it's the best Dweller. One Papal Imperative, again, Papal Imperative is so good. And then one Stardust Dragon because Starlight Road is crazy good. So yeah, otherwise guys, this has been my Brofist, Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Ninkendog deck. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video. And please go check out my friend Uzumaki Kunai, who I again owe the credit to for loaning me the Nintendogs, and my friend whose YouTube is Degnan, who I will try and put in the description below as well, who has loaned me one of the bears for now. Otherwise, yeah, I'll be back with a more standard Vorse Raider type build, probably in the next few days, and hopefully I'll have a tournament diary out for you guys Saturday or Sunday to tell you how well this deck performed at locals. Otherwise, this has been Jamie the Kid 00. I'll see you really soon. Bye!